technologies make lousy parachutes.
Alright, welcome to the Lone Wolver Garage Motovlog. As always, I'm your host, Lone Wolver, and today I am out on my girl, Bonnie, aka Belladina. It is 45 degrees outside. This is the first time that I have been on this bike in over a month due to snow, wind, hail, sleet, everything that the post office supposedly works through, and surviving COVID-19. So there was a 14-day period where I wasn't going to ride at all, even if it was nice out, because I was positive for the coronavirus, and I wasn't going to put myself in a situation where, A, if I did get into an accident, I could accidentally infect anybody who was trying to treat me because I was incapacitated and not be able to tell them that I had COVID-19 and blah blah blah. And I was also just very sick, and riding was not even remotely an option. There was no way while I was sick with the headache and the coughing and the extreme like just physical pain and fatigue to ride. There was just no way. But I had done quite a few different things in the garage during the past month, and this here is a shakedown ride for those particular little accoutrements and modifications to this here 2012 Dyna Switchback. So one of the things that I did, which would have been the last video you saw, had nothing to do with the actual bike. It was changing out the lenses in my Ray-Ban sunglasses for Icon replacement polarized lenses, and I have to say they are pretty sweet. I'll be honest, I can't remember what the original Ray-Ban lenses were like when I first got them. Mind you, they were used because I found them when I was a doorman at a bar on Cinco de Mayo almost 10 years ago. They had gotten pretty scuffed up, pretty gnarly. There was no saving them. So the new lenses are infinitely clearer. Oh my god, is this a huge improvement. And having them polarized is pretty awesome, because now I can see inside people's cars, and when they decide to try to wave me to go in front of them at a stop sign, even though they have the right of way, when I give them the middle finger, I can see their reaction. Because guess what? I don't want to go in front of your car. You have the right of way. I don't trust you. You make terrible decisions, and I don't trust you in a car with me going in front of you when you have the right of way, even if you're signaling me to go. The other thing I am out here testing is my new coffin style handguards, which it is chilly. Don't get me wrong, it is much warmer than it has been. Anything above freezing is a huge plus, but the wind still cuts, and I normally, even with my gloves and my glove liners at this point, my fingers would be cold. They would be pretty numb. But I think that these handguards are doing a fair job cutting the wind, just ripping my fingers to shreds. I haven't gotten behind a dump truck or anything like that, so I can't, speak to the fact that they might stop rocks from slamming into my fingers or whatnot. And there's no bugs out, so I don't have any giant, beetles or anything like that slamming into my fingers. So I can't really speak to that. But they're pretty solid metal. They aren't moving, so I'm pretty sure that they will deflect anything thrown at them on the road. That is, I don't know, let's say the size of something you would use for a slingshot. Anything above that, I don't know, might make a move. Who knows? I don't expect, boulders to be flying at me, but who knows? I actually had a friend who broke his shin bone because a giant rock fell off the back of a dump truck and slammed him right in the shin. He had two options: have it hit the front tire or have it hit his leg. And he opted for the leg because at the very least he didn't lose his front tire and go down, just broke his leg. So yeah, these coffin style handguards are cutting the wind down pretty good. Again, I'm gonna need more time in the saddle to say if they're really useful. I like the way they look. They look kind of cool. I'm down. Having moved the turn signals down to the fork legs over here, it doesn't really matter, because it really only affects other people seeing me. Whatever, looks good from this angle. My turn signals work. People know where I'm going. We're good. And the LED light bar that I put in, I have no idea if it's helping or not, because it is bright outside. And yeah, I got no real reason to even have it on. So gonna have to wait until I get a night ride in. Maybe later tonight. Maybe. If I do, I'll tack that on this video, but I'm not promising shit because it might get cold. Because as soon as the sun goes down, the temperature tends to drop back down to freezing, and I am now a fair weather rider because I am getting older and I don't like being cold and wet. I put a 7-inch windshield on my Memphis Shades fairing. I am much happier now with this setup than I was with the 13-inch vented. There was just too much buffeting coming off that thing. Once I hit like 60 miles an hour, it just kind of rattled my head too much, and I just was uncomfortable, not really a fan of it. The 7-inch one, actually it was used or open box or returned to Revzilla. You know, it was 10 bucks off. So in this particular case, saving that 10 bucks on this 7-inch Memphis Shades Road Warrior windshield was totally worth it by buying that open box from Revzilla. I can't say that the open box items are always going to be worth buying. You know, that's kind of why you're getting a percentage off, because there's some question involved. I think that they're, you know, probably pretty honest about the condition of the item. So I wouldn't fault that part. They'll tell you if you just message them or call them what the item is like and what condition it actually is in. Definitely worth that little discount I got on it, and especially since I have I have my own issues with Memphis Shades concerning their customer service and some of their engineering choices. And one of their engineering choices definitely is weird. It doesn't make sense that they would not have lined up the holes perfectly on the windshield and the fairing. So you kind of gotta either like force the bolts through, these little nylon bolts that the minute you try to force it through, they just, you know, lose all of their threads, or you have to actually use a file to make enough space for it. I'm gonna make a video on that. But yeah, with the 13-inch fairing and the 7-inch fairing have the same issue. And as far as I know, after asking some questions to Revzilla and trying with Memphis Shades, because they just didn't answer my questions, that all of the Harley Road Warrior fairing windshields fit on any of the Road Warrior fairings, as long as it's a Harley one. I did not check to make sure that if it was like a Yamaha or a Suzuki or something else, or Indian, that you're putting one of these Road Warrior fairings on, if they even make them for all those bikes or other bikes, if the windshields are universal or not. But amongst the Harley Road Warrior fairings, the windshields are universal, but they don't really actually fit properly. You have to modify the holes to actually get the nylon bolts through them, and it's annoying. Anyway, that's enough of a rant. I'm happy with it being on the bike, and I'm fine with doing some modifications things to make them fit. You know, if I have to you know, bust out a rotary tool or a file or, you know, something else to you know, make things fit perfect or the way that I really want, I'll give it a shot. My engineering skills are limited, but you know, I enjoy it. I get a kick out of it, and I usually come up on the positive on those things. So it works for me, but it might not work for everybody. So if you are looking at any of the Memphis Shade stuff, understand that there is going to be a you know, a bit of elbow grease involved in anything that you buy from them, even if you're not modifying it specifically for a Dyna switchback. I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but you know, when you're paying a couple $100 for something, the holes should line up perfectly. They really should. Anyway, on that note, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you don't like it, well, you keep on trucking. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And rock on. COVID.